Welcome to the Home-Based Business Success Podcast. Today's topic, how to get over your fear of making sales. And good morning, everybody. This is Ralph with the Home-Based Business Success Podcast. And today I wanted to share a few tips on how to get over a fear of making sales, a fear of selling. You know, we do have something I guess we could call salesophobia. A lot of people online, and I would say probably the vast majority of people, either on or offline, do not like the idea of making sales. And you know what? I have been one of them. But what woke me up is a quote by Earl Nightingale when he said, "Selling is the world's highest paid profession if we're good at it and if we know where we're going." And I looked at that, and I looked at some of the sales opportunities around me, opportunities that pay good commission and opportunities that pay recurring commissions, which means when I make a sale, attract a customer to buy a membership or a subscription, I will earn commission off of that first sale, and then I will continue to earn commission from the same customer every time they buy or renew their membership or their subscription. So it's not just a question of getting like a $20 commission here or a $100 commission there. It's a question of building a team of customers so that I can be making $20 and $100 commissions month after month after month for as long as my people remain customers. And I got looking at that and I thought, I have had this fear of making sales, of talking to strangers, chatting people up because I'm an introvert. Pretty good excuse, right? A lot of people out there claim to be introverts and, well, actually are introverts. But I got looking at that and I thought, man, I can really knock this out of the park. Get passive recurring income, residual income, just by getting over my fear and getting out there and talking to people. Heck of a deal, right? So I've kind of struggled with this. And I have worked on overcoming it. And what I have here are 6 tips on how to get over a fear of selling. And the 6th tip is by way of a bonus tip. But these are things that I have practiced myself and things that I have found useful in my own home-based business experience. And tip number 1 is just do it. Like the old Nike commercial, just do it. Make a decision that you are going to get started on your sales path and get going. Just bite the bullet, just do it. When we don't want to do something, what do? We normally put things off and put things off and put things off until, maybe years have passed and you haven't done it. You haven't gotten started. Tip number 1, just do it. Make a decision. You're going to get started today. Don't put it off until tomorrow. If you really want to do it, get started today and just do it. Tip number 2, do not overwhelm yourself in the beginning. Start off by making a few sales calls every day. Don't set your sight too high. Don't tell yourself, I'm going to go for 20, 30, 40 sales calls every day until I start making consistent sales online. If you can stick to that, that is a good number to start with. Professional salespeople, depending on the industry, will make anywhere from 60 to 100 sales calls every day. But for an beginner, I would not recommend starting there. Pick a number that feels right for you and get started by making a few sales contacts every day. And this can be DMing people on social media. But before you do that, I would recommend chatting people up on social media, just getting to know them, not spamming your link at them. Not saying, hey, I've got this opportunity. Would you like to take a look? Which is not that bad of a way to proceed, but I think the best way to proceed is to talk to people online, find out first if they have a need for your product, your service, your opportunity, and then if you think that they'd be a good fit for whatever it is that you're selling, then after you've gotten to know them a little bit and they've gotten to know you a little bit, go ahead and ask if they'd like to take a look. And I think at that point it'd be a good time to DM them and say, hey, I've got this opportunity. Would you like to take a look at it? But what a lot of people will tend to do, and this is not really terribly bad idea, but it can get you identified as a spammer. But what people tend to do, what beginners will tend to do, is they'll just start DMing people at random on social media and say, hey, I've got this business. I'm wanting to expand it in your neighborhood. Would you care to take a look? And yeah, that can work actually. And that is a method of making sales that some people actually do recommend. But a more productive way would be to take a little bit of time to get to know the person first, give that other person a chance to get to know you first, and then ask if they'd like to take a look, because then you're armed with a little bit of knowledge about them, what they need, what problems they have, and whether or not your product, opportunity, or service will be able to meet that need or might be able to meet that need. And this does not have to take a very long time. You can actually, once you get good at chatting people up on social media, you can actually get to know people rather quickly. It can take a few hours. It can take a day. It can take even shorter periods than that. But yeah, engage them and then send them your DM. And we can do another podcast just on that, social media marketing. But when you're first starting with sales, start with a few customers at a time and ease your way into it and work your way up. Don't say to yourself that I'm going to start with 50 cold calls every day. That is what professional sellers will do, but I would recommend make a few cold calls every day. Try chatting people up on social media every day, and start with a manageable number. And then once you get a little bit of experience under your belt, work your way up. The problem that a lot of people will have if they set their sights too high in the beginning is that they will start cold DMing people all over the place, and then invariably they'll get a complaint or two from people saying, you are spamming me. And I had one guy on Twitter send me a picture of a can of Spam. And that's how I knew he wasn't interested, because I DM'd him just out of the blue, asked him, would you like to take a look at my business opportunity? He was a musician. He had no interest in any other form of home-based business. Sent me a picture of a can of Spam. So that will happen. But what a lot of beginners will do when that happens is that they'll think, what am I doing? I'm doing this all wrong. I'm spamming people. I'm going to give this up. I don't know what I'm doing. Why am I even trying this? And then they'll throw in the towel and quit. And that's no way to get started in selling. So I would say ease your way into it. Start off with a few selling calls every day. And this, when I say that, doesn't necessarily mean calls on the phone, but just make a few contacts with people every day talking about your business. Could be 5 people a day, could be 10 people a day. But start at a relatively low number and then work your way up. And then once you get some experience under your belt, you'll build up a little bit of self-confidence. You'll be able to increase your numbers. And once you start increasing your numbers, you should start making sales. Because really, it is a numbers game. That's why professional salespeople will make anywhere from 60 to 100 cold calls a day. Because it's a numbers game. And that brings me to my third point. My third tip, expect to be told no a lot. Because, it is a numbers game, but the numbers that you're going to be getting in the beginning are the number of people who tell you no. Because it takes a lot of no's to get to that first yes. When I first got started in sales back in the 80s, kind of studying this, contemplating getting into sales, some of the trainers back then were saying for every one yes, expect 10 no's. So back then they were saying it is a numbers game, but don't be scared by the number of no's that you get, because every no that you get leads the way to your first yes. And then to your second yes, your third yes, and your fourth yes. But expect to hear the word no more often than you hear the word yes, and be okay with that. Accept it. Don't think that there's something wrong with you because you're hearing the word no 5 or 6 times. It's another mistake a lot of newbies make in sales, whether it be online, offline, face-to-face, whatever, is that people will say they'll get like 5, 6, 7 no's, and they'll think, what's wrong with me? I can't be doing this. I suck. And then they quit. And they never get ahead. And they don't realize that's just the average. If you've only heard the word no 5, 6, 7 times, you're just getting started. That's not a sign you need to quit. That's a sign you need to go out there and talk to more people. Because, the average is, I would say, about 10 no's, 20 no's, until you get to your first yes. If you're a relatively good salesperson in the beginning, then, and you're talking to the right people, then, 10 no's for every 1 yes, I think would be a good rule of thumb to shoot for. But, if you're really a greenhorn, as we used to say back in the good old days, you're really new at this and you're really kind of, a beginner, just say that, a beginner, then it may take 20 no's before you get to that first yes. But you know what? No matter how bad you are, if you talk to enough people, you will eventually hear the word yes. Just keep pushing through the no's until you get to that first yes. And then just keep pushing through the no's until you get that second yes, and just lather, rinse, repeat. And the more times that you reach out to people and talk to people, the better you will become at this over time. So don't give up and expect to hear the word no quite a bit. Just be okay with that. Keep pushing through. Tip number 4, schedule. Schedule your sales work. When we don't want to do something, okay, what do? We put things off. We think to ourselves, I've got all day to do this. It's a weekend. I've got all day to do this. So why rush into it? I can do it anytime I want to. And you just keep putting it off, putting it off, putting it off until you get to the end of the day. And then you just tell yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. And then tomorrow never comes. If you really want to get started in sales, schedule your sales work. Pick out a time that you can commit to each and every day that you're going to be working on making sales. It could be an hour, could be 2 hours, but set aside 1 or 2 hours a day to just reaching out to people, however you do it. By phone, by social media, by face-to-face, whatever your business model is. But just tell yourself that this hour of the day or this 2-hour block of time, I'm going to be working on sales. And if you got a family, you're married, tell your family, your spouse, your significant other, that this is my income producing activity time, my sales time. And I can't be disturbed during this period of time. This is the time that I'm doing my work. Let everybody know what your schedule is, and then keep to that schedule. That way you're not putting something off that you are going to dread in the beginning. Because if you're an introvert, reaching out to people is probably one of the last things you want to be doing. I know from my experience. So yeah, schedule your work and just tell yourself, okay, I'm going to do it. And let other people know you're going to do it. And once you've tuned out the distractions and overcome that phobia of reaching out to people, get down and do it. But yeah, make a schedule and stick with it. Tip number 5. We all suck when we start doing something new in the beginning. We all begin as amateurs. Nobody really begins as an absolute pro. We all begin as amateurs. So tip number 5 is you keep right on doing this until it becomes second nature. If you really want to build a home-based business in sales, if you want to build your own career in sales, you just keep right on doing it until it becomes second nature. In the beginning, everything's going to feel like it's just not natural. Yeah, I don't want to do this. I don't feel right doing this. Yada, yada, yada. You're going to feel clumsy. You're going to feel not self-confident, but just the opposite, self-conscious. And you just have to push through all that because eventually it will feel more natural. You will start to build self-confidence instead of feeling self-conscious about everything. And it will start to become second nature. The trick is, tip number 5, you just keep right on doing it. For 1 hour a day, 5 days a week, or 1 hour a day, 3 days a week, whatever your work schedule is going to be, just keep right on doing it until it becomes natural, until it feels right, until it becomes like second nature to you. And then you will have gotten over your fear of sales, and you will be on track to learning how to do what Earl Nightingale called the world's highest paid profession. And yeah, if you find a good opportunity to promote that pays recurring commissions, this really can be a game changer in your life. And then the bonus tip, tip number 6, sell with the intention of wanting to help the people that you are reaching out to. Try to operate from an energy of wanting to be helpful rather than from an energy of fear or an energy of greed. Because this may sound kind of new age, may sound kind of woo-woo, but we are all energetic beings. The material world is really energy. It's energy that's held in a certain vibratory form by a divine mind that it gives the illusion of solid matter. We discovered this for a fact back in the 1940s with the first modern atom bombs being exploded, in New Mexico. We knew beyond any shadow of a doubt that matter is energy. We all have energy, and we all radiate energy out whether we realize it or not. Our feelings, our emotions, our intentions, we radiate that energy out, and other people pick up on that, mostly unconsciously, mostly on the subconscious level. Now, people who are good, people who are empaths, like my wife, I'm married to one, so again, I know this. They feel your feelings. They can pick up on your intentions. They can pick up on your feelings. They can get, as the old saying goes, either good vibrations from you or bad vibrations from you. And if you're operating from an energy of fear or greed, people will be able to smell that, even over the phone, even on social media. So try to develop the mindset that you're going to be selling from the intention of wanting to help the other person. And that's where, when you're talking to people on social media, trying to chat them up, that's where it's important. Try to find out, what they do for a living. Are they happy with it? What problems they're finding in their life? And just chat them up casually on social media. Don't play a game of 20 questions, but just be friendly and talk to people in a friendly way. And then once you start finding out, what their needs are, look at what you're selling. Look at what you got. See, do I have something here, either free or paid, that might be able to help this person out? Might help this person live a better life. Might help this person solve some real problems in their life. And if you do, then sell from that perspective, even if it's giving a free sample. Approach the other person with that perspective, but do not be looking at people like they're $20 bills dancing around the internet. When you're selling with the intention of greed, people pick up on that and they think this person does not have my best interests at heart. Why should I deal with them? All that person wants is my money. Why should I deal with them? There's a lot of other people out there that want my money. So why choose this one person? And if you're operating from a viewpoint, an intention, a feeling of fear of making sales, that's why we have to build our self-confidence, fear that maybe this opportunity that I'm hawking isn't really a very good opportunity, people pick up on that feeling too. So get to know what you're selling, believe in it, be a product of the product, use what you sell so you know from your own personal experience whether it's good or not. And then that'll build up your confidence in the product, the service, whatever it is that you're selling. And then once you've reached out to a few people and you've got some experience under your belt, you'll start to gain confidence in your own abilities as a salesperson. But yeah, confidence in the product, confidence in yourself, it is essential, and it is something that you will grow into if you keep practicing enough. But yeah, that last tip, try to never reach out to people just from an energy of greed or an energy of just wanting a sale, needing a sale. I've seen people online very, very needy, just practically begging, I need money. Please, can you take a look at what I got? And people feel sorry for folks like that, but rarely do people ever join businesses under people like that. Very rarely do people buy from people like that. You've got to come from the energy, the intention of wanting to do good, wanting to help people, wanting to help the people you are reaching out to. Because when people pick up on the feeling that you've got their best interests at heart, then they're going to be more likely to like you, trust you, and want to buy from you. People buy from folks that they know, like, and trust. And being a greedy little money-hungry internet marketer is not always going to cut the muster. You're just going to have to care about your clients, and that's a good place to start from. Care about your clients. But yeah, those are my 5-6 tips. Getting over a fear of selling. Tip number 1, just do it. Get started. Give yourself a deadline. I'm going to get started today, ideally. Don't say I'm going to get started tomorrow, because tomorrow never comes. Just do it. Tip number 2, start with a few at a time, few sales calls at a time, work your way up. You may feel like you suck in the beginning. That's great. We all suck in the beginning. You will get better over time. Start with a few, work your way up. Tip number 3, expect to hear the word no a lot, and you will. Get used to it. Tip number 4, schedule your sales work. Tip number 5, keep doing it until it becomes second nature. If this is something that you really want to do, then keep doing it on a regular basis. Daily, if you work during the week, do it on the weekends on a daily basis, but just do it on a regular basis until it becomes second nature. And then the bonus tip, market with the intention of wanting to help the people that you are reaching out to. Give real value. Don't just beg people to throw money at you. That never works. Not from my experience. Start with the intention of wanting to help people, and I think you're going to be off to a great start. So that is the program for today. I hope you found some value in this. If you want to reach out to me, I'm going to give my email address. You can reach out to me at Ralph. Well, not at Ralph. My email address is ralph@ralphshomebiz.com. That's ralph@ralphshomebiz.com. And if you want to take a look at what I do for a living, it's an affiliate marketing school. It's got a lot of expert training in it. We have people who are trainers who have quite a few years of experience under their belt. And it's a affiliate marketing school that pays 80% recurring commissions. So you can use it as a product to teach you how to do sales more effectively, how to do affiliate marketing and internet marketing more effectively. And you can use it as a tool that you can build an income with. 80% recurring commissions. It's great. I'm actively promoting it because I've been in this opportunity now for a year learning myself. And I mean, this is just gold in my opinion. And I don't sell stuff that I don't believe in myself. That's why I'm probably one of the world's worst salespeople when it comes to selling something just right out of the box. I don't want to do that. I want to use it first, find out what it is, what it's like, how it works, and then once I get some experience with it, then start selling. So if you want to check it out, you can check that out. My website that you can go to, my affiliate link actually, is www.ralphshomebiz.com. That's www.ralphshomebiz.com. And I'll put that link in the program description down below, wherever you're listening to this podcast. So that's it for today. We'll be back tomorrow with another topic. Not too sure what it's going to be. But until then, take care. Have a great day. Best of luck in whatever it is that you do in sales, in home-based business, whatever the case may be. And we'll catch you all later. Bye-bye.